Hello everyone, for today's Nostalgia Fix, we're giving a bittersweet goodbye to the Carousel Mall in San Bernardino, California. I'm going to be honest, making this video really tugs at my heartstrings and I'll explain why in a bit. This may be the last recorded footage of the mall before it's completely demolished. In fact, as I recorded this footage, they were in the process of tearing it down. Now, while it's been a long time since I lived in California, this was one of my 3 childhood malls. The 2 other malls were Inland Center, just down the road, which from what I can tell is a dying mall and is maybe not too far off from being decommissioned itself. I hope I'm wrong about that. And the other is the Galleria at Tyler in Riverside, which was actually quite busy when we visited the place. I'm happy to see that things in Riverside are still going strong. San Bernardino, on the other hand, just isn't what it used to be. And what I didn't record around the Carousel Mall was lots of homeless people sleeping on the street, trash lying around everywhere, and the store across the street where things are so bad, they have armed guards watching over groceries. I'm beginning to see the picture of why this mall was no longer a desirable place to visit, which really saddens me because although I was born in Redlands and lived in Azusa, Covina, Crestline, and Joshua Tree, and those places were never perfect, believe me, this part of town is just done, well cooked, or even burnt to a crisp if you want to say that. Sure, it looks pretty with the tree flowers in bloom, but looks can be deceiving. I do want to be positive, however, about the memories surrounding this mall. My 2 strongest memories of this place are a coin shop my dad used to take us to in the mall, and a carousel-themed store where we used to listen to these carousel horse music boxes. My dad liked collectibles like rocks and minerals, stamps, and coins. The shop here had those rotating coin holders that looked like they were taking a ride on a Ferris wheel while inside the glass case. There was a musty smell there, probably from the old stamps and coins, and the owner smelled like he had one too many cigarette breaks, but it was all part of the experience. As for the store with music boxes, at the time my oldest sister was a big fan of the movie Labyrinth, which is just full of feel-good nostalgia. And she wanted a room like Jennifer Connelly had in the movie, so dancing ballerinas and carousel horses and fantasy stuffed animals were trending at the time. I loved listening to a music box carousel cat she got at Seaport Village as a gift. And going to the gift store at that mall reminded me of that time in our lives. While I didn't get a chance to record in the mall, there are other brave souls who risked jail time in order to take a peek inside while it was falling apart. As you can see, this mall hasn't been in operating condition for quite some time. I believe they closed their doors in 2017, which isn't too shabby considering the mall was built in the 70s, so it was open for nearly half a century. Some malls aren't even that lucky. Before 1991, it was called the Central City Mall, but once they made the change in theming to the Carousel Mall, that's what made it really special for a lot of people. They did have an actual operating carousel in the mall, but they didn't stop with that attraction. There were colorful banners and flags all over the mall. There was a lot of matching neon lighting to light up the mall with a fun and inviting atmosphere. Of course, looking at this footage makes it feel kind of eerie, but I find that kind of fun too, oddly enough. The reason making this video tugs at my heartstrings, gives me those bittersweet nostalgic pangs as it were, was at the time we went to the Carousel Mall in 1991 through 1992, that was essentially the last year my whole family lived in California and my mom and dad were still together. Going to that coin shop, listening to those carousel music boxes, and even riding the carousel are cherished memories because we were all so happy for each other. That's the magic some malls can bring, and the Carousel Mall took that a step further with its mystical fantasy theming. So, to the Carousel Mall, you're gone but not forgotten. You've given me and thousands of others memories that we will cherish a lifetime. Thanks to the people who created this mall as a respite from the daily grind so families like mine could escape, even for just a few hours. And to all those watching, thanks for joining me on a trip down memory lane.
That was some seriously good nostalgia. But remember, friends, it's also important to make new memories with your loved ones.